Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts. And another cold cut, given, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh. By Shem Mashiach, Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming from Mashiach, Malak Yahushai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry. Slakia, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. And Shabbat shalom to everybody tuning in live. Juliet 18, Michelle Y, T Sellers, Joshua Brewer, Shalom King, Break Bread and Bill, the Wam Core All Zayan, Shalom, HBK Int, Nigel Blends, Divinely Fashion, Solomon McFadden. We got Next Israel, Divash Branch, Richard Perez, Don Israel, Zakaya Israel, and everybody else tuning in, Slakia, and that will tune in, Lord willing. Right, the topic of this cold cut is artificial intelligence, deep fakes, and witchcraft. Persecution is coming, right? Artificial intelligence, witchcraft, deep fakes, and persecution is coming. Salakia. Now this is there's a lot of controversy going on, right? There's a lot of so-called Christians in the world who are fearing the implementation of this artificial intelligence, what it means in prophecy. Is it documented in the Bible? What does it do? How does it pertain to the ministry? How does it pertain to persecution? You know, what type of sorcery is this? Where can we find it? Book, chapter, verse. So I want to kind of cover this because it's a trending thing going on in the world, right? It's something that the so-called white man has been pushing from old, right? But it's gaining steam and it's taking on mainstream news and mainstream media, and everybody's trying to figure out what this thing is about. It's even getting to the point, right? Let's actually pull this up first, right? It's actually, bear with me, right? It's lucky. Brothers, let me know if they can hear me, right? Let me know if you can hear me. Try to hook up the sound, right? Just say "con" if you can hear me, if the sound is still going. Right? Let me just get a con or a one, or, you know, sound is going. And if you can't hear me, say la. Okay, we can hear. Okay, all praise to the water. All right, all praise to the Most High. Let's go to Matthew, the 24th chapter. Right? Let me double confirm. Okay, sound is good. All praise to the water. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Because Yahushua, he spoke of this. Daniel spoke of this. They spoke of these signs and wonders, right? This is Matthew chapter 24 and 2. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So the apostles were going into the temple that Herod was building, and they had precious stones and comely stones because Herod invested in the building up of the temple. Yahushua looked at it and said, all of these stones are going to be thrown down. And it happened in 70 AD. The temple was destroyed. But it's not just talking about 70 AD. Certain prophecies in Mark 13, Matthew 24, Luke the 21st chapter are twofold. Some only pertain to that time, some pertaining to both, and some are only for the end of the world. So when he said, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down, that was talking about the temple. But on a deeper level, All of these stones and these buildings are going to be thrown down as well. Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, right, Salakia, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So what are certain things we can expect to see before you return to destroy this earth and deliver your people? What are certain signs, right? What can we look for in nature? What can we look for amongst the behavior of men? What can we see in terms of nation against nation and bloodshed and war? What are particular signs that we should look out for, right? Verse 4. Here's the first thing Yahushua said. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. And there's a great deception on the earth, man. With the technology, with religion, with politics, right, with false gods, and all types of witchcraft and sorcery. Men are being deceived by the so-called white man in terms of religion, the Arabs, and all types of sorcery and eugenics and social engineering. And we can go into that 1,000 times twice told. So deception increasing on the earth is a sign at the end of the world. And the Lord warned you and said, take heed that no man deceive you. Right? Things may seem real, but they're not real. Faces may seem real, but they're not real. Right? Now I'm going to jump down. There's another sign of the end of the world. Right? This is Slakia. This is St. Matthew chapter 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. So you have massive deception. That's a sign of the end of the world. You also have great signs and wonders. Right? I want to go into this word signs. Right? I believe signs and or wonders. Right? Let's see. Okay, this is a wonder. Right? That word wonder in the Greek.
Strong's G 5059. Teras. Teras.
Teras, right? It says a prodigy, portent, a miracle performed by anyone. So there will be advances on the earth. And this miracle isn't talking about, okay, the Red Sea being split in half, water being turned into wine. These signs and wonders are really pushed out through technology, through the advancements of civilization, the creation of nuclear weapons. In Revelation, the 13th chapter, the Lord calls the atomic bomb a miracle. Right, let's get that in Revelation real quick, chapter 13. So those signs and wonders also come from the works of man. Right, this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And this wonder was what? The creation of the atomic bomb, right, from the Manhattan Project that they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Napalm, right? All of these things is fire coming down from heaven. Nuclear bombs. And man says, well, that's just technology increasing. Well, the Lord called it a wonder. Because the understanding that man has to be able to push this society in a technological standpoint is really coming from the spiritual demon Satan. A lot of advancements in technology come from the left-hand side of things, man. The Most High never taught Adam, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Israelites how to create weapons of mass destruction. It's not in our spirit to create weapons to kill 20,000 people at one time, to make fire come down from heaven. We believe in Yahweh Basham Yahushua. And when Elijah did call fire down from heaven, he said, if I be a man of God, let fire come down and consume thee and thy 50. He didn't meditate and say, what can I do to kill 50 men and their captain? Fire. He wasn't a sinister man, right? It was to magnify the name of the Lord, man. So the wonders that Esau does to make fire come down from heaven is to kill and destroy and cause radioactive long-term effects on the inhabitants of the earth and destroy buildings. So technology is likened unto a wonder in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because these things are miracles to be able to perform feats and actions that only the Most High has power to give you to do. But man is creating it in a laboratory, being inspired not by the right-hand side of the Lord, but by the left-hand side. On the left-hand side is where the Most High works as well. And that's where his demons influence man to do things and advances man against the image of the Most High. Right? I just had a precept. Oh, it's like a Job 19 and 20. Bear with me, it just escaped me. Oh, 23 and 9, 23, Slakia. This is Job chapter 23 and verse 19. I'm going to start at 8. 23 and 8, Slakia. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. That's what Job said. On the left hand, where he doth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. Now, before the throne of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, on the right-hand side are all of the righteous angels and spirits. Spirits of humility, spirits of meekness, spirits of judgment. There are angels that are set up to protect you, pursuant to Psalms 34 and 7. Michael the archangel is there. Raphael is there, right? Spirits of leadership and counsel. All of those right-hand spirits are on the right-hand side of the Most High. On the left-hand side of the Most High are spirits of lust, angels and demons of seduction, pride, envy, strife, confusion, even spirits to work on man's minds to show them things in the earth and how to manipulate the elements in the earth for destruction. There are spirits that work on these men's minds. You think the so-called white man has the intelligence to figure out how to create a cloning and deep fakes and all of these different matters of sorcery? Because that's what it is, right? At the end of the day, you think he's intelligent enough? He just came out the caves. He's being directly influenced by the left-hand side of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says on the left hand, where he doth work. So the Most High does work on the left-hand side, right? He creates peace and create evil. So I, the Lord, do all these things. And the left hand has always been equated with evil, right? Always. Right-hand side is always created with righteousness, right? So we're speaking about these signs and wonders that the so-called white man has. And Yahushua warns you that these things would be so, that you would expect to see these signs and wonders in the earth. Let's go back to that in Matthew chapter 24. Right, this ain't Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. So that wonders, again, is really going into technology, right? It's really going into the so-called white man's technology to deceive you. He has, and we've done lessons on that. He has his Project Blue Beams. Right now, he has his artificial intelligence. He's cloning people. He does the deep fakes. He's pretending to be people. And these are wonders that the masses of the people are deceived. And they actually praise it and laud it and glorify the advancements of the so-called white man. When we look at it, our mind's like, this is off, man. This is sorcery. You can have one man, and that's why a lot of what we're about to go into, a lot of these articles, you got a lot of even so-called Christians are saying, look, I don't know what this technology has in store in terms of persecution, because somebody can pretend there's so much that can happen. They can have a brother that looks like you out there in the highways and byways committing all manner of evil, or not even at the highways and byways, attacking a building, a federal building, destroying somebody's life, committing all types of armed robbery and loot and madness. And they could literally take your face and put on somebody else's face and put the fringes on there. And now they could go into your voice now and use your voice. And they literally are making an image of you. And some people are going to get caught out there, man. These are the great signs and wonders. I want to also go into this word sign. So we went into the word wonder, which means teraz. And we linked it up with the Revelation, the 13th chapter, to show how the technological advances are also synonymous with that word wonders.
Strong's G 4592, Semayon. Semayon.
Semayon for signs. Okay, of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him, or by which men prove the cause that they pleading is God's. Right, you see that? I'm going to read that again. Of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him. So people are what? People are going to do things and perform some great unimaginable things on the earth. And you're going to look at it and say, God must be dealing with this person. Only God can give a man wisdom to be able to create this type of technology. God must be dealing with the white man. It is signed, sealed, confirmed, delivered that the so-called white man is the true ambassador of God. Look at his science. Look at his AI technology, right? Look at this and look at that. Wow, only the Most High could teach a man how to do these things. But these signs and miracles and wonders are used to deceive you. When in fact, the spiritual demon Satan is enticing them and working on their minds. Right? You have, and here's the article I wanted to get, or one of them. Okay, it says 5 ways AI could fuel global persecution. Right now, I didn't get to read the entire article, but I was going into it, and looking it up. Salakia. And you got a lot of people of the earth worried, right? Should we be worried about this AI technology? Salakia. Should we be worried about deep fakes and how it may befall us? Well, let's see, right? Let's see through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Let's see, because persecution is coming. Persecution is coming on a massive level. Now, AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? That's what it stands for, right? Let's just pull that up, definition. Okay, let's see. What is AI? Salakia. Okay, hold on. Okay, artificial intelligence. And the Lord said, in Daniel, right? We're gonna get it in Daniel 12th chapter, right? That knowledge shall be increased. Artificial intelligence is intelligence perceiving, synthesizing, and inferring information demonstrated by machines, right? As opposed to intelligence displayed by humans and animals, right? AI applications include search engines, Siri, self-driving cars, Chat GPT, right? That's a new thing, right? Where people are using that to cause massive deception, chat bots, and all types of things going on, man, right? All types of things going on. So this has been the main push of the so-called white man over the past few years or so. Now, the Bible speaks about artificial intelligence, right? Explicitly in the book of Daniel. Let's go to Daniel chapter 12, right? And then I'm going to go into that article. This is Daniel chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So that knowledge is on many manifold levels. That knowledge is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. That living water rising from the ankles to the knees to the loins to a water that can't be passed over. The understanding of prophecy, the light that shineth in a dark place. That's one level of knowledge that's going to be increased. But also on another level, you're going to have sorcery increase. You see, the thing about it is, the more the Lord said, iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. And iniquity is directly influenced by demons. So these demons are going to be sent on the earth on a massive level. And a lot of these demons are going to put in men's minds to do things contrary to the Most High. That's what they do anyway. So people are going to have knowledge on how to sin on a higher level. That's why you have transvestites, right? You have transformers. You have things that you wouldn't even see 50 years ago, because the demonology and evil spirits are being sent more and more in the earth. And now more bugged out men are walking the earth. You have men pretending to be little girls. Little girls. I mean, it's all types of bugged out stuff that you're like, man, what the hell is this? And like we were saying at camp, just when you think the so-called white man has reached his pinnacle of evil, he always one ups himself, man. So knowledge is increasing on the earth. The word science actually means knowledge, right? Let me actually pull that up. Let's pull up. Let's go to the etymology. The word science actually means knowledge. Well, it goes back to the root word knowledge. Science, from Latin scientia, knowledge or knowing. From science, genitive scientis, intelligent. Like we're talking about artificial intelligence. Skilled, present participle of sere, to know. So it means to know, right? To be intelligent. You have true knowledge, right? And you have artificial intelligence or artificial knowledge, right? Because it's not done by the spirit. It's done by programming. It's done by man's works. It's done by all manner of flesh and blood, right? But then you have true knowledge, which is the knowledge of the Most High God, the knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge on how to love your brother, the knowledge on how to pray, the knowledge of how to endure and get the kingdom, right? So you have two types of knowledge, right? The Lord said in Sirach chapter 19, the knowledge of wickedness, right? Let's pull that up. Did I want to get into that article? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence, right? Paraphrasing. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 19 and 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. So just because you know how to split an atom, that doesn't make you wise, right? Just because you know how to make a weapon that can kill 20,000 people at one time doesn't make you wise. Just because you know how to clone a sheep and a lamb and some bugged out secret laboratory, it doesn't make you wise. The knowledge of wickedness is actually foolishness. But to the foolish, they regard it as wisdom because they despise the wisdom of the Most High. All right, so a lot of people, they think they're wise because they have their degrees, a PhD, right? They think that they're wise because they have received the accolades of men, certificates and trophies and medals of honor and Nobel Peace Prize and laureates and all of these various worldly things that confirm that a man has a particular level of knowledge, right? The Most High said the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Artificial intelligence, deep fake, that is not true wisdom. These miracles and wonders, it's not true wisdom. True wisdom is repentance, fasting, prayer, obedience. It reads, neither at any time the counsel of the sinner's prudence. There is a wickedness, and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom, right? So let's actually go into this. So 5 ways AI could fuel global persecution. And like I said, I haven't read this article. I saw it pop up. I said, well, look, maybe we could kind of go into that and see what exactly they have, man. And this is being used for, they got algorithms and all types of stuff to work on people's minds. Man, you'll be on your phone, and I believe they're going to talk about that from just briefly looking at it. And then, and I know this happened to brothers because I've talked to brothers about it. You'll be sitting there thinking about something, and then, you know, you might be on social media, it might pop up on your phone, man. Right? Now you can say, I don't believe that. That's far-fetched. Or you might say something. You might say, damn, man, I kind of want a deep dish. I want a hoagie. What kind of some stuffed crust, right? And then, you know, you get on YouTube, or you go on Instagram, and you may go on to Twitter, right? You want to check the prophecies. You're looking for the news, right? You're looking for the in-depth breakdowns, right? You're going to try to see the whistleblowers and see what's going on in the earth. And all of a sudden, a food place pop up for damn deep dish, man. Right? We know that you were thinking of X, Y, and Z. Right? See, the brother Nahum said it happened yesterday, man. Are you looking for a spot near you? Is it tracking you? That's what this whole thing is about, man. It's about pushing this so-called New World Order. And the elites having complete domination over your being. And in Nehemiah, it says they have dominion over our bodies. Salakia. Right? Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 5. Salakia. Right? They have dominion over our bodies. I believe that's Nehemiah. Let's see. Let me get that. Salakia, for sake of time. Right? That's Nehemiah. Salakia 9. Right? Nehemiah 9 and 37. And yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. Also, they had dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure. So they could just listen to you at their pleasure. They can influence you at their pleasure. Right? They do all types of stuff at their pleasure. And they have dominion over your bodies. You can't hide from this devil, man. He knows where you're at. He knows you're watching this video right now. Right? Where you go to work at. Right? He may have kind of went in your house when you wasn't there and kind of tapped it and hooked devices up to, you know, get into your phone. And I mean, all types of stuff, man. They had, but under this protection of the Most High, we'll fare well, man. We have angels around us, so we don't fear the reproach of men. But we do know, even in the ancient world, the Babylonians and the Persians, it says also they have dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 28. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 3. Now, Ezekiel 28, 1 on down, speaks about the Prince of Tyrus. The Prince of Tyrus is really just a dark saying about the so-called white man. All right, that's all it's talking about. It may say the Prince of Tyrus, and you may say, okay, let me go in the timeline. I'm going to look up the kings of Tyrus and see who this individual is and who the prince is. On a deeper level, is going into the so-called white man. All right? Now, you'll know that based off of the context. Ezekiel 28 and 2. Son of man, say unto the Prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, behold, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. So who else says that they're a God? They can create people in a laboratory. They can make a man in his own image. They could create man's voice, know the image of a voice. You got people, you got this technology now where they're calling people. You get a phone call, and on your phone, it's like, let's say your mother's name is mom in your phone, right? Or mom, right? And then you get and it got the emojis or whatever you got. You get a phone call and it say ma, You answer, right? Oh, that's my calling. And then you hear her voice. This is happening. What I'm telling you is going on. It's been going on. And your mom calling you, help, help. Right? I'm stuck in a car accident. Right? I need you to come out here. All right, you like, oh, where are you? Oh, I'm at 123 Main Street. Right? In the alley. I'm being robbed and I'm in an accident. Help me. And it sounds exactly like your mother's voice. Right? To word for word, pitch for pitch, tone for tone. So then you got people going out to these places getting robbed. You got children calling their grandparents, but the people are using the child's voice and that phone contact asking for money. And these people are sending the money. I mean, it's all types of madness going on with this stuff, man. I mean, this stuff it's like it's actually dangerous. And your wife could call you, man, and say somebody's breaking in the house. Right? Somebody's breaking in the house. Something's happening to me. I'm at the grocery store. Somebody's doing something to me. And now you're in your mind. You're like, is it really her? Is it not? Right? Because you got so much sorcery. She called, hey, look, can you send me $75? Right? I need this. And it's not even her, but it sounds like her. And her name pop up. Hey, hell, you might even FaceTime. And it might, these deep fakes, and it might be her, man. But she's somewhere else, man. Sleep. So this thing can get dangerous, man. Right? Let me go back to Ezekiel chapter 28. Right? The so-called white man says he's a god, man. He wants to track you, follow you, see you. He knows everything about you, your blood type. He sees you in the womb. Right? He puts when you get that sonogram, he sees you kind of moving around in your mother's womb, and just like he's God, man. He creates laws. He judges you. He sets up what's righteous. He even sets up what's evil. Verse 3. Here's what I really wanted. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. So the Most High said Esau is wiser than Daniel. Right? Slaki, let me go back. How do I get out of this? All right. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. Because Daniel didn't know, again, how to create a nuclear weapon. He didn't have that wisdom on the left-hand side. He wasn't working to know how to create night vision goggles and vehicles that move faster than the speed of sound. He wasn't worried about that. Nobody's thinking about that stuff except the so-called white man. How do I create something that's faster than sound? How can I split an atom? How can I get fire to come down from the sky and just destroy all types of earth and flesh and blood and wild beasts of the field, man? So there is no secret that you can hide from him, man. He's in your phone. He's watching you watch this live. These devils, they got that. That's why they have that all-seeing eye, that illuministic symbol, right? Of that all-knowing, omniscient spirit that they want to try to pick up, right? So 5 ways AI could fuel global persecution. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to kind of jump around. Artificial intelligence is rapidly becoming a significant part of our daily lives. Human-like conversations with Chat GPT, right? Help us write emails, essays, and computer code. Right? You could be having a conversation and texting somebody, and then somebody's texting you back under their contact, and you think that you're texting this person, right? People are automatically sending you emails. I mean, this stuff is wicked, man. It's just outright sorcery and evil. TikTok's algorithms utilizes AI to deliver the most relevant videos based on our personalized taste and interest. Right? That's why you can know about a lot about somebody by looking at their search bar on Instagram. If you go in a search bar and click on it, you can tell a lot about an individual, man, what they're really into. because they mold that algorithm according to your interests, according to what your spirit is really into. So brothers that got nothing but naked women and freakism and lust and madness on there, that's what their spirit is really into. And the so-called white man knows that, man. Here you are, your name is Gabar Judah, a man of the Lord. But Esau sees what your interests are. He puts these different tests out. Is he going to click on it? How long did he stare at this naked woman? 30 seconds. Let's add more. That's what he really likes. Yeah, but this woman was a Moabite. Let's give him more Moabite woman. This woman was an Eve. We'll send him some Eves. Next thing you know, your timeline and stuff has been flooded with that. And then you're looking and you're lusting and you're going off. And Esau says, well, they're behind a keyboard. Yeah, this is what he's into. Let's send him more. And he pressed the button. And next thing you know, your whole timeline is wickedness. Then you lust and lust. You commit adultery. You fall out the truth and go back in the world. And then Esau close your account and lock you out because you're out there doing God knows what now. So this thing is dangerous, man. And the Lord said, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Right? Let me get that in Ephesians chapter 6. We're dealing with spiritual wickedness in the high places. This is warfare going on, man. Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're dealing against the rulers of the darkness of this world, elites with hidden agendas and crafty counsels. Even David said in Psalm chapter 64, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So we're dealing with all types of adversity, man. It's not just a Christian apologist that we're dealing with, right? Or your physical health infirmity. We're dealing with a lot, man. A great influx of spiritual activity on the left-hand side, right? So let's go back to this. Okay, built-in smart assistants like Siri and Alexa answer our questions. And they already found out Alexa and Siri, I mean, they're gathering intelligence about you. CIA, FBI, right? There's already accounts of Alexa recording your conversations and just bringing it up, man, to the elites or whoever's over them. Your intimate, most personal conversations. That's why I'm not dealing with no Alexa, man. I don't use Siri. That's not saying, well, that's going to stop it all, but hey, guess what, man? There's already accounts of that. You sit up there talking and Alexa cut you off. You hear people in the background. It's dead silent in the house, and you hear men whispering in the background underneath your Alexa. Yeah, did you hear that? Hold on, you've got to take us off mute. And you're like, oh, what was that? You got people, damn listening to your conversations, man. Hitting the cameras. That's why I know some people that on their phone, they go in there and they turn their microphone off. Some people kind of turn their camera off and they got these tracking devices and they try to, do whatever it takes, man. Right? So Siri and Alexa answer our questions, recommend recipes, and even tell us jokes. And this is just the beginning. But with the tremendous upside of AI can come tremendous risk. Right? In 2015, prominent technology experts, including Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak, signed an open letter causing for a pause in AI development to allow more time to research societal impacts, particularly around issues of ethics and safety. If we're not careful, the development of artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Well, there won't be an end of a human race, right? Because we know that the Most High has created Israel forever. That's Sirach 37 and 25. Now, here's what we want. The misuse of AI could certainly spell the end of freedom for Christians and religious minorities around the world. We're already seeing national governments, terrorist groups, and other bad actors abusing digital technology, right? For nefarious uses, including violent attacks and oppression. Christians And religious minorities are often the most vulnerable communities around the globe, and the exploitation of AI could make things even worse for them. And that could be true, man. Right? When you see that the society is going, how they can manipulate a video, they can pull up a cat video, make a background. It could look just like the Baltimore Inner Harbor. And they could do this. You can say, well, I don't believe that. They're too far-fetched. That's madness. That's just hocus pocus. They can create a background, man. They do it in Hollywood all the time. This stuff looks real, right? And then they could create they can take a video that we have or somebody else and put our faces on those people, go in there and change the color, put our voices in there, create an algorithm and make a video of us saying all types of wickedness, man. Or beating up a Edomite or doing some type of wickedness on the earth. And then post that video, log into the channel, get in and post that video on YouTube, man. You're like, wow, those brothers are wicked out there, man, in Baltimore. And we're trying to explain ourselves like that's not us, that's so-and-so, and it defames the ministry. And Esau says we got black Hebrew Israelites out there beating up people, robbing this and doing this. Here's the proof. Here's the footage. It's on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, BCC, Global News Networks, RT News, and everybody's watching the black Hebrew Israelites commit wickedness on the earth. Right? And they could do this with that technology, man, if they wanted to. The Lord said they would show great signs and wonders and take heed that no man deceive you. Right? Let's see. We're going to read a little bit more. So here are 5 ways AI could fuel global persecution. And if you want to read this article, more on your own, by all means, man, dive into it. Surveillance and facial recognition. Right? We know that they got over 500, and I'm gonna just kind of jump around. I'm not going to read these whole things, right? 500 million street cameras can pick out crowds with facial recognition software. Censorship and content filtering. AI-powered tools like ChatGPT reflect the data on which they are trained. That can make them easily susceptible to censorship by governments who want to target particular groups or ideologies, right? Queries like, where should I go to church Sunday morning, or should I attend church, could receive responses like, we don't recommend going to church, or attending church will negatively impact your social score, right? So, things are going to get bad. Because right now, they even have shadow banning? I think that's the word. Right on YouTube, you'll try to type in a video or a cap and you can't find it no more. Right? And it used to be up there with Esau. Now that they know that this truth is gaining steam and it's reaching the 4 corners of the earth, so they're going through everything to try to hinder it. They're opening up the gates of hell. But Yahweh Shah said the gates of hell should not prevail. Right? They're opening up the gates of hell. They're shadow banning. They're putting your words. You might go on a video, but before you click on the video, they give you the audio, right? Or the words on what's being said in the video, right? And it might say something that's not even mentioned in the video. You brothers know what I'm talking about. Right before you click on a video, they give you a rundown of what brothers are saying, the transcript. You click on a transcript, like, hold on, they said this. Then you click on the video, it was never even spoken, right? It's like I want Matthew added extra T. Right? Matthew chapter 16 and verse 18. This is what Yahweh Shah said. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. And what? And the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee. So Esau is bringing up the gates of hell. The gates of hell is hip talk for all manner of forces of evil. Crafty counsel are parts of the gates of hell. AI is part of the gates of hell, right? False persecution of false witnesses, sending Christian apologists, using men to spy on the Hebrew Israelites like Vocab Malone and create books and websites on how to combat the Hebrew Israelites. The brother in Houston just sent me a Salakia article about how to defeat the Hebrew Israelites, man. Those are parts of the gates of hell. But the Most High said the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee. So we know at the end of the day, regardless of what the so-called white man has in store, the truth is still going to be going out. If we're part of that number, we're still going to get out of here, man. America's still going to get destroyed no matter what you do with your technology, man, and what you do with your science. Right? So let's go back to this. Yeah, you might type in Watchman for Israel, Sakari, IUIC, HOI, SOT, and then what pops up, it might say, damn, Watchman for Israel, but then all of the videos are Edomites doing God knows what, or brothers that look like us with deep fakes and all types of stuff, man. I keep saying deep fake. This is what a deep fake is for brothers. It's not new, right? So a deep is so-called Tom Cruise, right? It's where they take, like I said, a deep fake is not new, right? But it got a lot of popularity when Kendrick Lamar dropped that video, and he was at Sodomite, and he was Will Smith, and I think it was Martin or I don't know who he was, man. But it's when they take a face of somebody and take your speech, but put it on somebody else. So it's like making a clone artificially of you, but it's not really you. And this thing could get dangerous, man. Right? The so-called white man know what's going on. So they got Tom Cruise, but it's not Tom Cruise showing you how to mop a floor. And you should be able to hear it. If not, you could go on this page, Wall Street Silver, right? And they kind of bring out some stuff.
Yeah, I'll be right there, Steve. Hey, what's up, TikTok? Look, I do a lot of my own stunts.
All right, let me know if you can hear it, right? Let me know that first before I play the video. Right? Let me know. I'm gonna pull it back up, but I just want to know if you can hear what he was saying before I continue. I know at sometimes we weren't able to get that audio, right? But just say Khan if you could hear the video that was playing. Okay, the audio good. Okay, all praise to the Most High. All right, so let's go back to this. This thing is madness, man. This in the wrong hands, and it's already in the wrong hands, right? You got to think about the realm of possibilities. How it could affect the ministry.
Yeah, I'll be right there, Steve. Hey, what's up, TikTok? Look, I do a lot of my own stunts, but I also do a lot of industrial cleanup, okay?
And this isn't Tom Cruise. But how would you know? See, they can make a video of me, of you, and some broom doing God knows what, man, and then push it out there and say, this is what these brothers are into. That's why those Christians, even worldly Christians who have no idea about what's going on in their mind, they think that they're fully doing the right will of God. So in their mind, they're like, man, this thing might jam us up. And I'm looking at it like, hey, man, they want to try to jam up this truth, man. Because you can kind of see where this is going. And this could add also into the realm of a false flag attack. They could stage a false flag, right? Some type of pseudo attack on the earth and blame Israel for all types of stuff, man. Right? Salakia. And they could set up a leader in Israel and put a video out there and have them denounce the truth. Yeah, my name is so-and-so, and this is no longer the truth. I'm leaving the Hebrew Israelites. And then I put a spirit on a lot of other weaker men, and then they leave the truth. Right? And they kind of take that guy, do God knows what with that guy, man.
Yeah, I'll be right there, Steve. Hey, what's up, TikTok? Look, I do a lot of my own stunts, but I also do a lot of industrial cleanup, okay? It's important. So, obviously, you keep your hands clean, but you need that exfoliating product to really cut through the grime. Okay, just another tip for you talkers, or the tip. the TikTok tips. I'm getting too old for that. I don't. Internet.
Yeah. So this thing is
I'll be right there, Steve.
you know, this thing is getting getting out of. Right, I think I had another one too. Right, here's another one right here. Right, this is from last year with Morgan Freeman. I know certain brothers saw this. Now, this is not Morgan Freeman, right? I just typed in deepfakes examples. It looks like Morgan. Now, if you really look at it, you could tell something ain't right, right? It look a little digital, but if you really not honing in on it, you're gonna get caught out there.
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary.
Hold on, let me see if I can make this large screen. Now you can say, hold on, that is Morgan Freeman. I see you, I hear you, right? But think about what they could do in this ministry, man. How they can make the ministry look bad and use it as a catalyst to persecute the saints and the men that do the work of the Most High God, right?
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now,
See that's that synthetic virtual reality spirit, man. Right? See, this so-called white man wants to take you out of the realm of the Most High God. He wants to take you out of the creation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and make everything just bugged out, man. Right? He's talking about welcome to the realm of synthetic reality.
now, what do you see?
Yeah. And it kind of showed you. Hold on, let me go back. I probably ain't going to be able to catch it.
Now, what do you see?
I'm trying to catch it. All right, you can't really catch it. But you can obviously, there you go. Right, you see that? See that right there? So you can have a Edomite, a devil, and then they put your face and a spirit and a voice on this devil and make it seem as though, you know, you're something that you're not, man. Well, now, what do you see? So this thing is heating up, man. Right? That's why you have, again, people of the earth like, man, I don't know. Because persecution is coming. We know that, right? The Lord said in the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter. Let's go to St. Matthew, the 10th chapter. Right? We know persecution is coming. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. So that being delivered up, being persecuted, and these things are inevitable. It's written, right? It's part of this road that Yahweh Bashim was trying to set us on, man. But how this is, because persecution, it's not just going to happen overnight. There's a buildup of propaganda to influence the people of the earth that what the Hebrew Israelites are doing is demonic, it's evil, it's unlawful according to the world. It violates the American freedom and it goes against the principalities of American culture, and it's not safe for your children at home, and they have to they're violent, and they may commit treason and domestic terrorism. So these guys have to be arrested, persecuted, and they're going to influence these people where they say, look, we have to kill these guys, man. right? And a lot of that may directly come with the influence of this artificial intelligence that they have going on, man. Right? You have devices. The Lord said, behold, I have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Right? Man is seeking out many inventions. And what does this mean? The Most High made man with the ability to keep the commandments. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to seek out many inventions, like Cain's sons. Cain's sons sought out how to make weapons, right? The particular domestication of animals and taming of wild beasts, right? His sons sought out many inventions. Salakia. And that's what this means right here, right? It goes into seeking out your own heart's ways and your own desire. So let's go back to this. 5 ways, and they're going through the 5 ways on how persecution could be influenced directly by artificial intelligence. Okay, let's see. Basic search engines results can be easily manipulated. A recent study found differences between an algorithm utilizing words from Wikipedia versus Baidu, a search engine platform in Beijing. When using Wikipedia, the algorithm found that words like election and democracy had a positive association with the nouns like stability. With Baidu, terms like surveillance and CCP had positive associations, while democracy was correlated to negative words like chaos. See that? Okay, another way persecution could come. Deep fakes. We just talked about some deep fakes. A deep fake was this, right? What other deep fakes do they have? Right? So this is one of them. Right? We'll just play a little of this again.
Even a human being. Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and
they have this one right here. Let me see this. Right? So, you know, these things are actually happening. It's not a secret anymore. So I want to play this. I may skip through this one and go back to that article.
What's up? All year long, Deep Tom Cruise has been posting videos showing what appears to be a different side of the Oscar-nominated actor.
I think there's bubblegum inside this.
People are surprised that I'm a big Dave Matthews guy.
But believe it or not, that's most definitely not Tom Cruise. Nor is this with me in our LA bureau.
This is serious breaking news, but a little behind the scenes, a little flavor. I'm with one of the most legitimate correspondents on earth. Now, if you're interviewing me, Jacob,
Yeah.
you face it. Hold on just a second. There's a big fire. We're safe.
You are deepfake Tom Cruise.
That's me. That's me.
Miles Fisher may have an uncanny resemblance to the superstar, but using advanced technology, what he's created is far more than an extraordinary impersonation.
Have you guys created the best deepfake that has ever been made?
I think we have created the first deepfake that's so realistic that a large majority of people have seen.
Not only seen, but fooled by, including at least one of the world's biggest celebrities.
This is the one that Justin Bieber thought was real.
Fisher says looking and sounding like the leading man made it difficult to chart his own path as an actor. So a year ago, he decided to lean into it, stumbling into a role with repercussions far beyond Hollywood.
See that? So you got people out there pretending to be people, man. Right? So this thing could, in the wrong hands, could have fake videos. Look, fake videos of Obama, Mark Zuckerberg have made the rounds of deep fake technology and can even create convincing characters who don't actually exist. In the hands of the wrong people, this technology could be weaponized with devastating consequences. Videos of pastors. So they're telling you the different scenarios, right? Kind of what we was going into. Videos of pastors or faith leaders could be manipulated by bad actors to make them say something blasphemous or insulting, giving enemies a pretext for harassment, arrest, and violence. You can't get around that. Fictional churchgoers could be created to coax fellow Christians into revealing personal information that can be used against them or divulge locations of secret underground churches. Doctorate videos could be used by hostile states, terrorist groups, or criminal organizations for blackmail and shakedowns, right? They have predictive policing, policing, autonomous weapons. Let's see. These are 5 ways, and if you want to read this whole thing, you could dive into it, right? How it could lead to global persecution. There's something else from End Time Headlines. Could artificial intelligence lead to an increased persecution against Christians around the globe? Right? So we're dealing with all types of forces of evil and adversity. That knowledge chapter lead to the detriment of this ministry. Do know that this does coming down with great wrath. He's going to all stops in the last days. Right? No holds barred for the so-called white man. Right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and I want verse 11. So like I want Revelation. Yeah, I'll read 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this devil's going to pull it all out, man. Everything that he has been harboring up for years, and this technology could be old, man. You know, he could have been created this, but now he's just putting it out there. And he may have stuff that he's not even revealing yet, man. So he's going to pull out all technology, all types of evil, unleash demons, evil spirits, call upon Satan, because he knows his time is running out. He knows that this word at the end of the day is going to prevail. So don't be surprised if you see more wickedness on the earth, man. He knows that his kingdom is falling. He's watching his banks collapse. He's watching the race wars brew up. He's watching how BRICS, China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Syria, how everybody's turning against him. He sees the Israelites waking up, man. And the Lord said in the book of Job, he's going to be chased out of the earth. And he feel that pressure being applied to him from these other nations, and chiefly Israel. So he's going to, again, do what it takes to stop this word from going out. And if that means creating a video where it looks like a brother is saying something to defame the ministry or to sell his soul or denounce the Most High, and he may very well do that. That's within his realms of possibilities, man. There is no fear of God before his eyes. Right? Let me get that real quick. Let's go to Psalm chapter 36. Right? Because you may say, well, that's not like the so-called white man. Right? He wouldn't really do that. He's not that bad. Psalm chapter 36 and 1. The transgressions of the wicked said within my heart that there is no fear of God before his eyes. So he's not fearing any repercussions. He's going to do whatever it takes because he don't fear the Most High. David said that. David said, when I see the transgressions of the wicked, when I see the murder, the robbery, the lies, the evil, the witchcraft, the sorcery, in my mind, I'm thinking, man, there's no way that this man fears the Most High. It's impossible. He's committing witchcraft, and that's what it is at the end of the day, right? All of his technology is really witchcraft. right? Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 10. There shall not be found any of you that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, right? Or that useth divination, an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. And that's what this artificial deep fake technology is. It goes into being a diviner and an enchanter. So let's go into divination and enchantment. Putting a spell on people, man, to work on your minds. So here's the word enchanter. Okay, to practice divination, observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, practice fortune telling, takes as an omen, right? To prognosticate, to enchant. That basically means to conjure up spirits, right? To conjure up spirits, to manipulate man's mind to do things contrary to the laws, statutes, and the commandments. That's what an enchanter is, and a divination, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. All right? For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observer of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee to do so. So the Most High said everybody's going to get influenced by the witchcraft and sorcery of the beast. But as for thee, meaning you shouldn't get fooled by this stuff. You should know how this devil is moving. You should see his technology and his science and understand that it may very well be weaponized, man. Against you. You can't praise this man's understanding. You praise the understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why it says, but as for the Lord thy God, it's like it, but as for thee, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy God hath not suffered thee to do so. So we don't get enticed by what this devil has going on, right? So I'm gonna go through a little of this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's from End Time Headlines, right? End Time Headlines. Could artificial intelligence lead to an increase of persecution against Christians across the globe? Right? Christians really think that they're a threat to the society, right? But this is really a question that we ask, right? This is a question that we ask. Could this lead to persecution amongst the Israelites? Okay, let's see. Let's see where I want to start. Let's start at this, right? Among Curry's concerns are the use of deep fakes or videos that purport to show actions or infractions that never actually unfolded. Yeah, they'll show you blowing up a building. Never happened. A video of you threatening a global leaders, but it never happened, man. Videos of you, I mean, just outright doing some type of real, just downright dirty, evil work, man. And you were nowhere even near that location, right? Among Curry's concerns, so both articles are concerned about these deep fakes, are the use of deep fakes or videos that purport to show actions or infractions that never actually happened. He said he's nervous. Such videos, increasingly made to look believable with AI, could create unique threats for the persecuted church. Christians in many areas worldwide already face retribution for mere claims. Deep fakes could be the ante on their suffering and the associated threats underpinning such charges, right? So, you know, this thing could get intense, man. It can get intense to fuel that persecution. The devil, look at this truth going out. Day after day, he's seeing videos of brothers doing the work. You got brothers debating their top scholars, confounding them publicly, before thousands of men. Christian apologists being shut down. The truth is on YouTube, Clubhouse, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Some of the most viral videos on TikTok are Hebrew Israelite videos. So this devil is like, we can't escape. And even if he wants to escape and leave his multi-million-dollar mansion and take a walk, he's going to walk downtown or at a cheap place of concourse and run across the Israelites, man. Right? So he's going to have to figure this thing out. The Lord said a dreadful sound is in his ears, man. Right? This truth is a dreadful sound to the so-called white man. Right? Job chapter 15 and verse 20. Right? This is one of my favorite accounts in Job. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity, the destroyer, shall come upon him. What is this dreadful sound in the ears of the so-called white man? These breakdowns, this truth, the Kwam Yashala, they call all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Abba Yinawi Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Wabalak Yahushai Barakatham. Right? The Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Shamar Atham. Right? These are dreadful sounds. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. That's a dreadful sound. Go to Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. That's a dreadful sound. Esau, you're going into slavery for the crimes that you have done, you and your fathers. That's a dreadful sound. He doesn't want to hear that. Esau rather listen to your niggatry rap music than to listen to you talk about the truth. Anything but the truth. And prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him, meaning the Lord is going to rain fire and brimstone upon him while he is eating. Right? When the so-called white man is secure in the underground bunkers, that's when Yahweh Shah is going to return. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. So he knows that this place is finished. That's what the Bible is telling you. If you really want to know the deep subconscious of the so-called white man, or how he feels about this ministry, he may act as if he's not worried. He may act as if he's going to solve this thing and figure it out. But the Most High, he trumps all. It tells you his real deep cogitations are, as he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness. And he is waited for of the sword. That's why Revelation chapter 12 says he know that he got a short time. As much as he may put that image and persona out of him ruling forever and going to the year 2050 and expanding and going to other planets and finding life on this Mars and making a human colony in another galaxy, he knows. He just tells you that, you Negroes, that just to rock you back to sleep. Right? But in the back of his mind, he's like, we got a short time, right? Unleash all of the demons. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? And here's the beautiful part. He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. He knows it. He knows that he can't stop the 144,000 from waking up, no matter what he does, how hard he tries, how much crafty counsel he does. He knows that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. And again, that's why he's taking it above and beyond. And here's another article I had, right? Real time, and this was recent. Real-time deep fakes are a dangerous new threat, right? Let's pull this up. I believe this is an article I wanted. Yeah? See that? Real-time deep fakes are a dangerous new threat. How to protect yourself, right? How to protect yourself. And things are going to get intense, right? Things are going to get intense. How to protect yourself, right? They got this virtual reality, right? All types of wickedness. You've probably seen deep fake videos on the internet that inject facsimiles of famous people into odd or funny situations. For example, a fake Tom Cruise doing industrial cleanup, or in a truly meta effort, an artificial Morgan Freeman hyping up the era of synthetic reality. And that's what they want. They want to push this synthetic reality spirit where everything is false. And because he's the father of lies. So he wants everything to be a lie. What you eat is going to be fake. What you drink is going to be fake. Right? The clouds are fake. The rain is fake. The people are going to be fake. Everything's going to be just an illusion. He's putting up more and more veils of darkness that he can hide behind and do his wickedness in. Right? Let's go to John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and a father of it. So he's the father of lies. That's why he wants everything to be false. Pseudo this and pseudo that. Virtual reality. Synthetic universes. Cloning and deep fakes, because he's a liar and a father of it. All right, so let's go back to this. No, we were at Salaki. We were here. Right? So it says the era of synthetic reality. Now imagine receiving a phone call from someone who sounds exactly like your child, pleading for emergency help, same technology, but no one's laughing. See that? You might get a phone call, man, from your sons, your daughters. Help me, help me. And it sounds just like them. And it's going to put a spirit on you, man, to go help them. There's going to be 10 men there waiting to round you up. Cybersecurity experts say deepfake technology has advanced to the point where it can be used in real time. So that's crazy, man. Right? It can be used in real time, enabling fraudsters to replicate someone's voice, image, and movements in a call or virtual meeting. The technology is also widely available and relatively easy to use, they say, and it's getting better all the time. Thanks to AI tools that create synthetic media or otherwise generate content, a growing percentage of what we're looking at is not authentic. You don't even know it's real anymore. I saw this one picture. It was a clip, and people are catching on, man. The masses of the people are catching on, right? There was this, the Lord said to let me get this precept in a second. Actually, I'm gonna hold it. Right, I'm gonna hold it. But there was this video of this I believe it was like a political rally, and they zoomed in on the crowd, and everybody in the crowd was fake. People found that out during the pestilence. From like 2019 to 2021, it was fake people in the body bags. It was people taking a cigarette break, but they were supposed to like be like they were playing dead. It was fake old people on the gurneys, right, on the stretchers. These political rallies that all of the audience was fake. Nobody was real because they were pinning their camera around, and the background in their camera wasn't the background that was there. So nobody knows how long that this has been happening, man. How long has a so-called white man been using high-level sorcery to deceive the earth? You don't know what's real, what's not real, man. Right? That's why this place has to go. Revelation chapter 18 and 23. Right? Let's read that. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom, and that the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. That's your mirth, your concerts, your weddings, your ceremonies, your festivities, your parades. All of that is going to be shut down. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Right? When they flew those two aerial vehicles into those two tall buildings well over 20 years ago, that deceived the world, man. made it seem as though this building collapsed, right? You know what I'm talking about. And then they blamed the Arabs on it, man. And they deceived the world. Yeah, people in China, oh no, right? America's being attacked. People in Japan, oh no, terrorist attack. But Esau cropped the video and hit a few buttons and make it seem as though something is happening that it's not. There was a whole war. Millions of people died amongst these heathen due to deception in the media. Deception. They waged war and persuaded and galvanized the American public to support their mission to go into Iraq, to go into Afghanistan for weapons of mass destruction, all through the name and the image of deception. And they may very well do that with this ministry, man. False flags, deceptive moves, that's what they're talking about. They're saying that this thing can get dangerous because you don't know what's real, what's not real. Right? Let me go back to this. Right? Let me read this one more time. And I'm running short on time. Thanks to AI tools that create synthetic media or otherwise generate content, a growing percentage of what we're looking at is not authentic and it's getting more difficult to tell the difference. Researchers say the technology for real-time deep fakes has been around for the better part of a decade. What's new is the range of tools available to make them. So this stuff been around, right? We know we're not prepared as a society for this threat, said Andrew Gardner, Vice President of Research, Innovation, and AI at Gen. In particular, he said, there's nowhere to go if you're confronted with potential deepfake scam and you need immediate help verifying it, right? Real-time deepfakes have been used to scare grandparents into sending money to simulated relatives, win jobs at tech companies. Wow. See that? And a bid to gain inside information, influence voters, and siphon money from lonely men and women. Fraudsters can copy a recording of someone's voice that's been posted online. So they might capture my voice, then chop it up and manipulate it to have me say something different, man. Then use the captured audio to impersonate a victim of a loved one. One 23-year-old old man is accused of swindling grandparents in Newfoundland out of $200,000 in just 3 days by using this technique, right? So this thing is getting real. If you want to read the rest of this article, you can kind of look into it, right, and read it on your own. But nevertheless, man, this is trending. This is May 11th. This is a big deal in the earth. This is a big deal in the earth. And we have to make sure that we are not ignorant of anything, right? The Lord said, be not ignorant of anything. Because you may say, well, what does that matter, right? What does that have to do with anything? Well, what did the Lord say? Right, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small, right? So you want to have the knowledge of what these devils are getting into, man. Right? You want to know it because it concerns your soul. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 22. Actually, I want to select Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Right? You want to know about what's going on. You want to pay attention to what's going on in terms of warfare and World War III, politics, geopolitics, things that may be an imminent threat to the ministry, things that may be used to defame the ministry. You want to be aware about what this devil is doing. That's what it means to be wise as a serpent, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. So don't be ashamed to look into evil when it concerns your soul. This can concern our soul. We can look at the realm of possibilities on what these devils can do with this. So we can let our people know what they may potentially do just in case it goes down. So we observe the opportunity, man. We are aware of evil. We're not just going to let evil just roll up on us. We're going to see it coming miles away. And we're not ashamed to talk about it because it can concern our soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. See that? So you may have a shame that brings sin. When you're too shamefaced, it causes you to overthrow yourself. Or you can be righteously ashamed of sin, and that's a glory in the eyes of the Most High, because you're aware of it, right? So you want to have a spirit of being aware about what's going on in the earth in the last days. Like the brother said, you want to be a watchman, right? You want to be a watchman. From V.Y. McKellar, I saw another video of body bags, and one of the persons moved his or her hands while the camera was moving. That's right, man. So I mean, they probably been doing this, right? They probably been doing this, moving in that spirit of wickedness, man. Right? From Brother Azariah, he said, Al Pacino said, everything you see is not real. And that movie, The Recruit. Right? So this thing is heating up. Things can get bad, and we want to make sure that we're ruling over our spirit, man. Because again, these devils are coming down in great wrath, knowing that he had the short time. Let me get about 2 more precepts. And like I said, go to this article. You can look at these videos and just see how these devils are.
Hey, what's up, TikTok? Look, I do a lot of my own stunts, but I also do industrial cleanup, okay? It's important. So
that video,
keep your hands clean, but you need that exfoliating product to really cut through the grain.
Right, you got the deep fakes videos. They did a 60 minutes on it. How synthetic media deep fakes could soon change our world. All right. So it's something to look out for. It's something to have on your spiritual radar to let you know how this devil is moving.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really?
Like we brought out earlier, the Lord said one of the signs of the end of the world in Matthew chapter 24 is iniquity shall abound, right? And the love of many shall wax cold. Matthew 24, and I'll read 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And the so-called white man is also a false prophet, right? And he's also deceiving many people. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So sin is going to increase. We're going to see more and more evil, more and more advances, more and more advances in technology. So brothers, stay spiritual, stay girded up, be circumspect, keep the faith, endure to the end. So with that, I'm going to close up, giving, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Shema Mashiach, like Yahushai. Most High, when you were edified, keep the Sabbath holy. No buying on the Sabbath, no selling, no cooking, no work, no doing your own pleasure, speaking your own words, and following the ways of your own heart. Brothers should be they should be in the spirit, reading, studying, praying, and be watching the videos, taking notes, getting built up in the spirit, watching the prophecies unfold. And you brothers that go out in the highways and byways, you should be out there doing that work. And if you're not out there in the highways and byways, hey, guess what, man? There's always time to do so. You don't have to be a mighty teacher to do the work. You don't have to know 1,000 precepts and 1,000 breakdowns to do the work, right? Have a sincere spirit, and you can go out there, you can hand out flyers, right? You can go out there and you can read, right? You may go out there, you may actually find yourself being a teacher, and you may not have even known it. You know, so there's a lot of things that go into this ministry. You can be a helps, right? You have helps, you have brothers to hand out water when it's hot, umbrellas, they may bring a cooler of food for brothers at the camp. You may have sisters that give alms, they may make garments, right? They may make particular things and do things for the body. So all of these things prepare food, they go into doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? So ask yourself, what work have you been doing lately for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man? Because you want the Lord to work for you, but what have you done for him? So again, with that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Kwam Yashalom. Shalom.